So we have arrived to the end of the presentation. We have the possibility to ask some questions.
Yes, also some word that because we received some questions in the chat regarding the support of Domibus 3.3 and the upgrade to Domibus 3.3. So the upgrade is not necessary. We recommend it because Domibus 3.3 is of course more robust and solid than the previous versions. The previous versions were as well very robust and solid, but we fixed some bugs. And also regarding the support, we offer a grace period of 6 months for users of previous version of Domibus to upgrade, and then we will stop the support of Domibus 3.2. So Domibus 3.3 is supported since its release on the 6th of October for a period of 1 year, and previous users of Domibus 3.2 continue to have support for 6 months, so between the 6th of October and the 6th of April. And after the 6th of April 2018, we will stop the support of 3.2. So now, if you have any questions, I would like you to shoot. Feel free really to ask any questions. I would just like to ask you to raise your hand before you ask your questions. So I can see a questions from Miltos Deligianis. If I don't use the SMP, is it correct that the sender access point has to provide their .cert file in order to connect to my receiving access point? So to answer to this question, yes, it is true that you need to update your trust store. So when you have an access point configured to exchange documents with another access point, the trust is based on the certificates. So you have two certificates, your private key, and you also have the public key. So you need to distribute the public key to the participants in your network so that they can trust the message that you send. If you use the SMP and a dedicated PKI, then you don't need to distribute it. The participant and the trust will be automatically configured thanks to the dynamic discovery. Yes, of course, we will. So that's the question from Guillermo Grisolia. Will we send the PowerPoint to the participants? Yes, of course, we will share the presentation to all the participants. And feel free also to distribute it to anyone who would like to share with. Also, in case that there are some features that you don't see in Domibus 3.3, but you would like to see implemented, please feel free to connect to the eDelivery governance space and submit a change request. We have a workflow implemented where we analyze the change request and we prioritize them. If we see that there is an interest for the change for also other participants in the network in using eDelivery, then definitely this is something that we can implement at the condition that the organizational management board of eDelivery validates the change. So the questions from Miltos now is how can I send messages across one access point? I get permission denied in the request page. No, that's two different questions, sorry. So one question from Martina Sibulova. How can we send messages across one access point? So maybe I can let Cosmin reply to this one.
Yeah, so I think you mean to send a message to an access point and then the receiver is the same access point. So as we presented before, this is a limitation in Domibus 3.3 and Domibus cannot support that. Domibus 4.0 will support multi-tenancy, and then I think we'll be able to send messages to the same access point.
So also a question from Miltos. When you go to the eDelivery governance space, first you will get an access denied, and this is normal because only the members of the eDelivery community can submit change requests and also publish information on the user community of eDelivery. So in case that you would like to submit a change request, you need to request access first. And that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is directly in the page of the eDelivery governance space. Does anyone have any question? Other question?
So I see a question from Marco. In the Domibus properties, the Autodiscovery can be set to either PEPL or Oasis. Is it possible to have both supported simultaneously, or do you have to choose for one? So you have to choose one. You have to decide which one you use, PEPL or Oasis.
Okay, if you have any question, please feel free to shoot. This is a great opportunity to ask your questions or also remarks on your current use of Domibus 3.2. Something that we didn't mention also is that the performances of 3.3 have been improved. Okay, so as I cannot see any other questions, so I think that we can close this webinar a little bit in advance, but that's great. Of course, if so, we invite you to test Domibus 3.3 and install it in your network. If you have any question, any remaining question after this webinar, please feel free to contact the CEF eDelivery support, where we have a team ready to answer any of your questions 24/7. So thank you very much for attending this webinar, and we wish that you will like Domibus 3.3. So wish you a pleasant day, and thank you again for your participation.
Thank you very much.